Hello guys, today talk about the worst games of 2024. Yes, these are the worst games of 2024, and I think I have a comprehensive list of the worst games of 2024. Number one, Dustborn. So you never heard of Dustborn before? For outside of, people complaining about this game. Well, no, we're not talking about the novel, we're talking about the game. So Dustborn was a game released this year, and the game is woke as hell. Basically, the whole game is to push a political agenda. The character, like one of the main mechanics of the game, is for you to cancel people. Like, really? Not, do anything interesting or have an interesting story or plot line. It's to cancel people who disagree with you politically. Yeah. And of course, gaming journalists try to say that this is the best game of the year. Well, I'm sorry, but its zero player base is laughing at you right now. There's probably zero people playing Dustborn and zero people who will be playing Dustborn in the future. Number two. So we all know about the infamous game Concord. Well, of course, this game is number two. So Concord is one of the worst games ever made. The game was so bad it was shut down in 2 weeks. And the studio was shut down a month after. They were actually planning before the studio got shut down to try to revive Concord in some way. The fact that they wasted $500 million on this and 10 years of development time instead of making something actually worthwhile is telling us about the modern gaming industry. Concord is just a waste of space. The character designs are fucking ugly as hell, and there is just nothing good about the game. Also, the game is just a generic hero shooter, which again, if you want to play that, just play Overwatch or TF2. Which, yeah, people still play TF2 to this day. TF2, despite releasing in 2000, I think it released in 2007, is still alive, and Concord couldn't even last 2 weeks. Heck, even Overwatch still exists even after this day. But Concord, well, you know what they say about the woke. No one likes it, and no one likes Concord. Number three. Number three, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. They really thought that people would buy this game for $70. This is more live service garbage written by Sweet Baby Inc. Oh yes, everybody really loves Sweet Baby Inc. so much that no one's playing the game. They released 2 free DLCs for this game, and guess what? The game's player base never released above 500 again. Yes, no one played this game. Also, the character designs are pretty ugly in this game. They're like, eh, it looks like a PS3 game, okay? And then we have, the storyline. One of the worst things they did was disrespect Batman. Yes, they fucking disrespected Batman in this game. Already, that's pretty bad. If you didn't know, when the game came out, people were posting about how the voice actor had his last performance for Batman, and they fucking disrespected him in the game. I get the game's supposed to be Kill the Justice League, but the fact that you disrespected one of the most iconic Batman performances of all time, which is up there with the Batman performance in the Dark Knight series, and of course the performance by, the guy who plays the guy from Twilight, who is a pretty overhated actor, and the Batman. Obviously those are some of the best performances of all. Batman, some of the most iconic performances. And the fact that Warner Bros. And Sweet Baby Inc. really thought it was a good idea to disrespect him. To disrespect his, final, final last performance as Batman. You really have to be ashamed of yourself, Rocksteady and Warner Bros. Especially you, Sweet Baby Inc. Yes, Sweet Baby Inc., you are garbage. Number four, Skull and Bones. No, not the Secret Society. The actual game. So basically, if you don't know, Skull and Bones is supposed to be the first quadruple A game of the year. Well, guess what? Skull and Bones is garbage. Yes. So if you want to play a game about pirates, just play Sea of Thieves. It's available on all platforms, and it's a much better game than Skull and Bones. Okay, this game was another game in development. Hell, we've been hearing about it for years, and they finally released it. It's still a pile of shit. Okay, and Ubisoft it's not gonna be a last appearance on this list. I am definitely telling you this. Ubisoft, they really dropped the ball this year when it came to releasing games. And it's just Skull and Bones is just not a very good game, not good at all. Is anyone playing Skull and Bones? Probably not. Probably not. Okay. And yeah, that's about Skull and Bones. Yeah, the first, and also this game was a massive flop for Ubisoft as well. It was a massive failure. Okay, no one likes this game as well. Like of the other games on the list, no one likes Suicide Squad, no one likes Concord, no one likes Dustboard. No one's playing any of these games. Okay, these are games that are gonna be sitting on the shelves in the, these are the games that you'll be finding in the dumpster. Okay, and the next game on the list is the most recent game released, Dragon Age the Varigard. So I didn't hear about this game until a few months ago, and guess what? This is a woke as hell game. They literally put pronouns in this game. Yeah, already, this is supposed to be the next cutting edge game, and guess what? The game only picked about 70,000 players. This is a major IP, by the way. Dragon Age Inquisition was a bestseller for the PS4 and Xbox One, and even the 360 and PS3 for those who still played those. But Dragon Age the Varigard, they decided to take an IP that people loved and turn it into a Sweet Baby Inc. infested game. Of course, this game's gonna be dead in a couple months anyways. People will not be talking about this game. Again, people used to love and respect you, BioWare, but now you just kiss Sweet Baby Inc.'s ass the whole time instead of making actual good games. And yeah, it's just the gaming industry of yesteryear was so much better. People say you should move on from the past and in the games of your childhood and play. Or what's there to play? This? No. I would rather play the old fantasy RPGs than play Dragon Age the Varigard than ever touch or play this. Okay. If you want to play a fantasy RPG, Baldur's Gate 3 released, Elden Ring released, 2 years ago. Why did us to play those games instead? Also, those two games are significantly much more popular and much more beloved. And we better hope and pray this game does not get any accolades, because they actually gave this crap an 84 on Metacritic. Because of course, the tabloids love this game. Because of course, no one wants focus in games except for IGN and the tabloids, who will praise this game endlessly as well. Also, the characters in this game are pretty ugly. Not gonna lie, they are. Number 6. So I only made one video about this game, but even Bandai Namco was infected by Sweet Baby Inc. So you not know this game was released to no hype or no fanfare, because guess what? This game is garbage. Why? Because it's made by Sweet Baby Inc. Of course! Sweet Baby Inc. is absolutely one of the worst developers of all time. And this is supposed to be a major game, and how many people played this game at once? 300? Wait, that's it? 300? This once is supposed to be the biggest time for any said game, and much like Concord, no one bought this game. Absolutely zero people played and bought this game. Okay, no one's be playing Unknown 9 in 2 years. Okay, this game would be forgotten in 2 years. Okay, this is how bad the game in 2024 is in gaming. Okay, there has been a few big games this year, like Power World or Back with Wukong, obviously, dominating the Steam charts. The Giga Chats there, but then you have for every your Power World and Black Myth Wukong, or heck, Paper Mario Thousand Doors. They're not released on Steam, but you have your Unknown Nines Awakenings, your games that you're gonna see in the dumpster bin. Okay, I won't be surprised if Concord, Unknown 9, and Dustborn join ET for Atari in the New Mexico landfill, because that's where they belong. Okay, they belong in a landfill. These are games. All Sweet Baby Inc.'s games released this year belong in a landfill. Okay, Suicide Squad, Dustborn. I know Dustborn was made by Sweet Baby Inc. Concord, Unknown 9. And the next game on the list, Star Wars Outlaws. So this game released around August. I don't know why Google's saying it's releasing on November 21st when the game came out. Been out for months already. But Star Wars Outlaws is another game that people do not like. Come on. Okay, This game is first of all, if you want the full experience for Star Wars Outlaws, well, guess what? You're gonna have to pay $120 for this game. Yes, $120 for Star Wars Outlaws. So much money for just so you can have Jabba the Hutt missions. Like, that should not be locked behind a fucking goddamn paywall. Okay? There should not be no fucking paywall in video games. But don't worry. This is supposed to be a masterpiece by Ubisoft. Okay, also the main character, he looks like like you couldn't have a more generic looking main character if they try to, like literally they based the character off a supermodel and they made it look generic as hell. Also, the game looks like a PS3 game, which again, this is supposed to be a next generation game. Yeah, next generation, my ass. This game is just awful. And yeah. Number 8, well, we don't have the woke games, so we're just gonna get to the worst non-woke games now. The last 3 entries on the list. First game is Jujutsu Kaisen, The Cursed Class. Again, another really bad, anime tie-in game that is often considered one of the worst games of the year. Again, I don't think anyone really. This is often considered by media sites one of the worst games of the year as well. And yeah, it's just mediocre. I don't know. It's disguised as a actual game, but it's not really an actual game. But yeah, hey, at least we wrapped it on the woke games. But other than that, this game is just not very good. Definitely way better than all those woke powers of garbage released this year. But number 9. Number 9 is South Park Snow Day. Again, another game. I watched the whole video why this is the worst game of the year. Of course, it obviously has Concord exists, Dustborn exists, Dragon Age the Valley God exists, and Unknown 9 and all the, woke shit exists. But outside of the woke shit, this is obviously one of the worst games of the year. This game, is bare bones, it's boring, it's uninteresting, and also, why did they make a South Park game 3D? Like, who asked for this? Okay, that's my question. Who asked for a 3D South Park game? And they really repeat the same mistake at the 90s N64 game. Okay, obviously, this should not be too surprising this game's on this list. And unless there was more woke shit this year, then that would have been on the list. But outside of the woke shit, this is generally regarded as one of the worst games of the year. Again, another licensed game. Oh yeah, yeah. Licensed games are still not beating the allegations that they suck, except for the Dragon Ball Z game. That game is would be on the best, but licensed games even this year are still not beating the allegations of sucking. So yeah, and yeah, actually there have been 3 or 4 licensed games this year. One, the Star Wars game, which was woke shit. The Suicide Squad game, which is woke shit. South Park Snow Day, which is just a bad game. And of course, the Jujutsu Kaisen game, which is just a bad game. Number 10. And number 10, MultiVersus. I couldn't think of any other games. I know they technically finally released MultiVersus this year. I just want to say how much I didn't like this game. So this game was offered for free. And yeah, the game was buggy and unplayable. Typical of modern gaming. And yeah, there was also no single player options in MultiVersus, which really disappointed me. So yeah, there we go. We finished off the list of the top 10 worst games of 2024. See, it wasn't that hard. There were obviously good games this year, but the problem with this year is that the bad games outnumbered the good. Hopefully, we really don't enter in a gaming crash, and the gaming industry can recover and learn from the lessons of this year in gaming. Okay, hopefully, we get better games next year. And Sweet Baby Inc. is about us as a gaming company. That's the 2 things I want. Okay, 2025, no more Sweet Baby Inc. and gaming industry makes a comeback. Goodbye.